Hey everybody, it's your girl Angie. Welcome back to Kiss My Cheeks TV. Your girl is on time this week. Y'all surprised? Let's jump into RuPaul's Drag Race. I took notes. I got up early this morning just to rewatch the episode to make sure I wasn't tripping. Cause I'm like, really, Ru, Michelle, Ross, are we watching the same show? Do we have the episodes confused? Do you all not know everybody's name by now? Because I think y'all called out some of the wrong names for these tops and these bottoms. But let's get into it. I don't even want to talk about a lot of the bullshit because I want to hurry up and get into the episode. I am so confused with the judging. It doesn't. Let's go through my notes. Last week, it opens up with, Candy wiping off the message from Tamisha. And I forgot to touch on why was Candy doing so much crying when Tamisha went home and all this love and hugging and, oh, I'm going to miss you, girl. I'm so sorry. I'm like, did somebody whisper in her ear, like, bitch, you know she going to be a fan favorite, right? You know you look crazy going after Tamisha, right? I don't know. A part of me feels like Candy knew she didn't win that lip sync and she was so surprised she got to stay. Let's move on from last week because this week pissed me off even more. The library is open. And I love for the library to be open because I love to hear these bitches read. They be reading on Drag Race. It was a man. Like, Gottmik won by far. A couple of people had a cute one or two reads. But I give overall as a group, outside of Gottmik, what did I give them? A B minus C plus? It wasn't all that funny. And Miss Two T's, Miss Elliott, you failed. Matter of fact, you the one who brought the group down to a C plus. Moving on, I want to point out that RuPaul, you was working them platforms. Bitch, I need some of those. Those were cute. You didn't have on your little, what is it, Epstein? I don't know the person's name, suit. You look good. You look good, Ru. Ru picks the teams for the, is it Bossy Rossi late night show? I'm happy Ru picked the teams because we probably would have got another Tina, Gottmik, Candy collection of foolishness. Anyway, all I want to talk about in the workroom is Miss Olivia. Olivia, Tina called you a diva. I wrote bitch, but I'll stick with diva. I said you are a diva, Olivia. If I was Utica, we would have had to fight for that part. We would have had to rock, paper, scissors, put a number on, Gottmik write a number on a piece of paper, and let's guess. We would have to fought it out for Miss Cheryl. We would have had to act it out and let some of the girls pick, though them shady bitches probably still would have gave it to Olivia. But I wouldn't have rolled over so easy, Utica, and just been like, yeah, I guess you can have it. But Utica, you deserve to be read because you talking about you are the improv queen and you got on this TV and acted a pure fool. That Cheryl was the role because it was all facials. I believe Utica would have killed it with them facials. Olivia killed, but we moving ahead of ourselves. But all I want to say about that segment is I would have fought for that role. Let's move on to the challenge because this is what I want to talk about. The challenge and the runway and the judging. That's all I want to talk about really. So let's get to it. I rewatched. These are the notes from my rewatch because I had to make sure, maybe the judges saw something I didn't see the first time. Up first is Rose, Denali, and Lala Ree. I felt like this was the best group. They had the best energy. They had the best back and forth with Ross. They were hilarious. How are all these bitches safe and one of them in the bottom? One of them went home. Rose came out there and set the bar very high for everybody. Everybody. Rose was hilarious. Rose was acting. She was a character. She just was not playing herself. Denali came out there and matched Rose's energy. This bitch twerked on her invisible man with a 9-month belly. She twerked in a handstand. Denali was like, that whole group was hilarious. Lala came out and she said she was going to give Shanae. She had been watching Martin and she was going to give us Shanae. Where was your Shanae, Lala? I was looking for it. We needed a, a couple. I love a Shanae, like, we needed a couple of that, just, you needed some of that in there for your character. But even Lala was funny. Like when she first came in and that light came on and she was like, ooh, I thought I was in my neighborhood for a second. Like that was hilarious. Lala did have a moment of silence, which is not good in improv. But Rose, she caught it and was like, she did something, but she picked it right up and got us back to laughing. And then Lala had the moment of, I know this ain't my skin color, but there's a baby in here. I don't know why Lala was lip syncing this week. I really don't. I did not think she was the worst. She could have been in the bottom, okay, but she should not have lip synced and she should not have went home. But we're going to get to that. Let's move on to the next group. Gottmik, Utica, and Olivia. Gottmik came out. Gottmik was giving me soft acting. What they said Candy was doing, but we're going to get to Candy in a second. Gottmik was giving me the praises that the judges were giving to Candy. Like the soft acting. Gottmik was playing a character. She turned it up. She turned it down. Gottmik was funny. Her face in that pink was beat. Gottmik has some of the best makeup I've seen on this show. Versatility. Like I just love, I love her face. Gottmik, came out selling her book. She was acting just like how a therapist would act trying to sell a book. Well, did you read it? You know, Olivia came out. She did the mime thing. Like I'm pulling her through the gate. Like Gottmik was acting. She was doing a good job. Olivia came out. She was the mime. Olivia's facials were everything. Everything. Her acting out as a mime was everything. Gottmik's voiceovers were amazing. The funniest part was the churning of the butter. I loved it because we all knew what she was doing. But she was like, yeah, they churn a lot of butter on the camp. It was hilarious. Like, was theirs funnier? Utica ruined it. They could have been the best. Like, to me, Lala didn't ruin it for group 1. Utica ruined it for group 2. Because if it was just Gottmik and Olivia, amazing. It would have been amazing. I don't know why Gottmik wasn't in the top. We're going to get to that when we get to the runway. Utica came out talking about Starbucks, needing a latte this big, but she got it this big, but she really wanted a medium. And then she just was like, shh, you talk too much. Shh. I didn't understand where her character was going. I understand they gave the groups probably an outline of what her character should be. I just think she took it too far. I think she should have maybe been, because it just said overbearing mom. You ain't have to be the trailer park trash mom. No. I think she could have probably been like maybe a business mom who was always maybe on a business call or something and just not paying her child attention. I don't know. I feel like Utica just took her character in the wrong direction and her character ruined the segment for me. So let's move on to who's next. Candy and Simone. Candy came out playing Candy, but at a volume of 5 instead of 15 or 20 where she always is. Like, she was still Candy. She was like, oh, who's back? Like, she wasn't acting. She was just playing herself. I'm like, where's the Valley Girl? Where's the vocal fry? Like, you best friends with Gottmik. Why are you not coaching, getting a little bit of coaching on what a LA girl is like? Like, a little bit of Kim Kardashian, a little bit of Paris. Like, you weren't even that creative. You were like, yes, you seen my sex tape one night in Tiffany. I'm like, it wasn't funny. It wasn't funny. And then when Ross says something to you, instead of you bantering with Ross, you were just like, you're one shady bitch. And I'm like, and Ross got his life off of that. Ross got his life off of that comment, and I didn't understand it. I didn't understand why they loved Candy so much. Like, to me, the way Candy was going before Simone came out, Candy should have been in the bottom on her way home. Simone came out and stole the scene. First, Simone climbs over this fence, showing all of her goodies to us on the TV screen. I was cracking up from the second I saw Simone just because she leaped this fence. And then she was like, I'm no longer Little Deb. Call me Deborah. And I was like, yes, bitch, Deborah. And then she brings out these shady candles. Like, Simone was ready. She was ready with the jokes. She was saving y'all skit. She was like, this candle is fame because I'm famous. This one is desperation. This one, she gave a shady one to Candy. And even Candy was like, Candy was just sitting there. She was silent 75% of the time. Once Simone came out, Candy went mute. So I want to know, get in the comments, were we watching the same thing? Were we watching the same thing? The best joke that Simone said is she was like, and they were doing soft acting. They weren't over the top, rolling on the ground, what everybody else was doing, which you don't have to do because Gottmik didn't do that either. But to me, Simone was turning the challenge, not Candy. She said, the worst thing that ever happened to me is, I had to go to jail and they put my picture in the newspaper. And he was like, well, what you go to jail for? Prostitution? And they were like, what? She was like, yes, because I thought it was just normal to get some money for doing fellatio. I hollered, Ross hollered. It was good skit. Now, what ruined their skit for me was when Ross told them to get up and sing Row, Row, Row Your Boat. And they sang it like they were in kindergarten just learning the song. I'm like, y'all don't want to change the beat? Nobody want to do a little rap? Nobody want to do a little scat? Like, y'all really just going to sing it how my niece and nephew sang it in daycare? Like, but let's move on. Tina Burner and Elliott. I hated their setup the most. Like, the 600-pound ass who left Nassau. I just didn't like the setup of their topic. It's always one that I feel is a setup. Tina came out there and turned it. Like, she had a huge ass. She was bouncing it. She was falling all out the chair, putting it in Ross's face. I mean, Tina was turning it. Elliott came out very dry. I think Maddie told her to put some water on her pussy, very dry. I just didn't get it. Like, I really loved you, and you got 600 pounds of ass, and look at my 600 pounds of titties, and let's roll on the ground and kiss and twerk. It was too much. It was too much. I didn't like it. I think Tina did an excellent job. Tina was funny. I just didn't like the setup of their improv. But let's move on. It's time for the runway, and I put it on my notes. I didn't even pay attention to what RuPaul got on. Fuck what all these judges up here doing. T.S. Madison is on the show. T.S. Madison is on the show. I love T.S. Madison. I am a part of the Maddie Mob. I watch that Queen Supreme cord, her not get ready with me, but Maddie in the morning, Maddie in the car. If she talking just shit over on Instagram, I'm listening to it. I love T.S. Madison. She is so hilarious. She is a bitch that will read you down. I wanted her to give me more. Maddie, I wanted you to give me more. I understand you have to censor yourself on VH1. You can't say everything you want to say, how you want to say it. But I would have and just let them bleep. They would have had to just bleep, 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 bleep. I don't know. But I was so happy to see her. And I know she's going to be back. I hope she's back for when they do Snatch Game. Because I feel like that's when she can go back and forth with these bitches in Snatch Game. But the name of this runway is Beat It. It took me forever to figure out what the runway was. Because I thought Ru said Beat It. You know, like Michael Jackson. And then I saw Denali come out like that damn chandelier in Beauty and the Beast. And I said, what is, and then I saw Rose come out. I said, what is the category? I was so confused. And then it clicked, okay, beads. Okay, beads, not beats, but bead. Okay, cute. Let's go through this runway because I thought a lot of people slayed. Denali was up front and up first, and she was a chandelier. Denali slayed. I've never seen anybody walk down the runway in something like this. Denali deserved to be in the top for her performance in this runway alone. It was gorgeous. It was gorgeous. Gorgeous, bitch. I mean, she had the shoulders, the headpiece, Denali looked like money tonight, and she was robbed, and Rose was robbed too. Rose said she was a cute little yellow Tinkerbell. I thought her outfit was cute. It reminded me of what she did for the daytime look, you know, a little paper dress with beads on it. It was cute. It wasn't all that, but Rose met the challenge. Lala came out in Mardi Gras beads that looked like a Beyonce Shake 'em, costume for the road. I liked it. Michelle did point out the hole in your leotard, girl. I didn't notice it. You know my ass can't see. I didn't notice it until Michelle pointed it out. But I liked Lala's little Shake It costume. It wasn't that bad. It wasn't the worst. Let's go over to Gottmik. Gottmik was fucking anal beads. Oh my God. When I first saw Gottmik, I was like, bitch, you about the third or fourth person that came down this stage with this red inflatable on their head. Like, this is not new. But then when she said she was anal beads, and then I got it, and then I already love me a good 60s mod swing dress, I said, oh, this bitch is dressed. I said, oh, this bitch is turning the challenge. Like, fuck hair beads. She's going to be anal beads. I loved it. I love the whole concept of it. I love the over-the-topness of it. I love the audacity of it. Like, yes, ma'am, got me. And her face was beat. Her face was beat. Olivia was up. And by now, I done figured out it was beads. So I'm looking at Olivia and was like, bitch, where are your beads? I know you ain't talking about this little jump rope you twirling around your waist, this little one string of beads that cannot be seen or identified. No, ma'am. And then I was like, whose wig is this? Did you let Candy borrow your wig or did you borrow Candy's? Olivia, this is the second time you came out on this runway and you let somebody else come out a week or two before you. Bitch, I would have been back there doing something to my costumes. If I see a bitch come out, I already told you about Simone. You should have been sewing when you saw Simone was the boxer. When I saw Candy with them beads the other day, I would have got my wig out and I would have... Those aren't even beads, number one. And she talking about she grew up with all the little black girls. She seen them with these beads in their hair. I'm like, bitch, those are balls. Didn't you see Candy wore that for the ball challenge, not the bead challenge? The balls. You didn't grow up around a little black girl, because little black girls wear the beads, what Simone had in her braids. Those are beads that the little black girls wore. Olivia. I said Olivia should have been chopped. Chopped. She did not meet the category. Period. She should have been in the bottom. Bitch, you did not meet the category. I don't care how you did on the challenge. You are not in beads. I'm gonna read her some more when we get to it. Utica was the bloody bride. I loved it. I got the concept. The beads weren't the focal point of her gown. The focal point was those straps that exposed the little bloody leotard and the makeup and that blood on the tulle. I felt like that was the focus. But you threw a couple of beads on there to meet the challenge. You did better than Olivia. So, okay. Candy. The hat was banging. The hat was banging, Candy. I loved the hat. Yes, ma'am. But this is what, episode 7. So this has to be what, your 7th time coming down the runway in a bra and a panties. She does it every week. When is she going to get the reads? Oh, I'm about to read these judges. Let's move on. Simone came out. Oh my God. Simone came out in the Zulu beads, looking like a Zulu warrior goddess. Oh, Simone looks so freaking good. I love the colors of the beads. I love the swing of the beads. I love the braids where the beads spelled out Simone in the back panel of the braids. Simone should have won the challenge for that look alone. Tina came out looking a complete Mardi Gras clown fool. What the fuck? And then she found a way to still be Ronald McDonald with Mardi Gras beads. I said, bitch, when you do a reveal, the outfit is supposed to get better. The more Tina tore apart that outfit, the worse it got. She came out looking like full Mardi Gras bozo. Then she said, oh no, I don't want to be bozo. I want to be bozo's slut girlfriend. So she pulled off a reveal to a little mini skirt. And then she pulled her titties out. And, you know, her girl Gottmik read her a little bit like, girl, the titties don't even match your shade. They not even your right shade titties, girl. Tina should have been in the bottom for that outfit. Miss Two T's came out. I loved everything Elliot did with those Mardi Gras beads and how she layered them to be a flapper dress. I thought the outfit was amazing. But let's move on because I gave them too much for these outfits. So, Rue says Tina, Gottmik, Denali, Rose. And I said, hold up, bitch. That's too many people in the top. I said, who gonna be in the bottom if you done already called out Tina, Gottmik, Denali, and Rose? And then Rue proceeds to talk over me and say, y'all bitches are safe. I said, safe where? I said, safe where? Who was in the top and the bottom if these bitches are safe? All 4 of them would have been my choices. Pick 3 of the 4 of them to be in the top. And these bitches are safe. I said, okay, let the fuck shit begin. Let us begin. Olivia, Candy, Simone are in the top. The bottoms are Lala, Two T's, and Utica. I said, nobody is going to read Olivia for this being the 2nd time she walks the runway in a look somebody else has already wore before her and wore it better. Now, not Candy. I'm talking about Simone. Candy and Olivia look equally as bad in that little girl wig. I just want to talk about Candy because Candy is the furthest leap for me. Like, Candy to me is a bitch who should have been lip syncing for her fucking life for her second week in a row. And this bitch is on the top getting high praise. The only time I was upset with Maddie is Maddie was like, oh, Candy girl, you quick with it. You almost remind me of T.S. Madison. I'm like, quick with what? She didn't say nothing. Like, is it a part of that skit that was completely cut out that we didn't see on the show? Because Candy didn't say anything. She didn't say anything funny. She wasn't no quick banter. I'm like, is this editing? Did Maddie really say that to Simone, but made it seem like she said it to Candy? Like, Ross says that, oh, Candy, you were so fun. You were throwing it right back at me. Like, you called me a bitch in the first 30 seconds. And I'm like, Ross, Candy calls everybody a bitch in 30 seconds. Like, everybody. You not special. And when she said, you shady bitch, I felt like she said that because she didn't have anything else to give. That moment didn't call for you're a shady bitch. She should have turned it in that moment and said something funny or did something funny. But that's her go-to when she ain't got nothing else to give. Oh, you bitch. Let's see. Michelle says that she just relates to the character like she is Miss Tiffany, whoever. I'm like, Michelle, she did not do Valley Girl. And she's like, oh, you took our notes. I'm like, all she did was turn her volume down. Is that all y'all want from Candy? Like, she laid in the floor for a good 30 seconds of the lip sync for her life, and she won that. So I guess whenever Candy shuts the fuck up, she can win. That's what it is. Candy, that's your critique. If you just shut the fuck up, you'll do good on Drag Race. So, they're praising Candy's look, saying, oh, you look so beautiful. Oh, you look like this hat. Oh, that outfit. I'm like, bitch, she's in a bra and panties. She ain't even in a bra and panties this time. She done took some of Denali's pasties and put them on her titties and put some sparkles on some lingerie. I'm like, Candy doesn't have on any clothes. This is not a look. Candy gives this to us every week. Some kind of bra and panties. By week 3, Michelle, you were reading Vanjie for her damn leotards. When are you going to read Candy for these bra and panties? Yes, you a thick girl. Do it for the thick girl. Show that juicy ass, all of that. But at some point, what else you got to give? Candy, what else do you have to give? Every look of Candy's has been bra and panties. Am I the only one who sees this? Get in the comments and tell me if I'm wrong. I want somebody to put their hand on a Bible. Rue, Olivia, Ross, Maddie. I know this your first week, Maddie. Maybe you were playing along to get along so you can come back another time. I don't know. But can't none of y'all put y'all hand on a Bible and say that Denali did not perform better than Candy, and Denali damn sure looked better than Candy. So why the fuck was Candy in the top? I done got pissed off again. Let's move on. When it comes to Simone, I love when Maddie was like, bitch, I just got one word to say to you. Deborah. That Deborah was the line. Simone, that was the line. She was like, don't call me Little Debbie. I'm Deborah. That was good. Let's get over to this lip sync. How the fuck is Utica safe? How in the fuck is Utica safe? And we have Lala, who I didn't even feel that should have been in the bottom. Lala and Candy could have easily flipped places for me. How is Lala and Elliot in the bottom? Who won the thing? Olivia won. I don't understand how Olivia won when she should have been chopped. And they should have gave that to Simone. Simone should have won this week. out of the 3 that was up there, I honestly feel like of all the challenges, of all the groups, Rose and Denali's group were number 1. Number 2, matter of fact, they go in the order that they went. Number 2 was Olivia and Gottman's group. Simone and Candy were 3rd best, and then Tina, I just didn't like that concept, and Elliott ruined it. So I don't even understand how Simone, I wouldn't even have put Simone in the top. Let's move on. Now, I had to rewatch this lip sync because y'all already know Lala Ree went home. And I had to rewatch it. They did Kelly Clarkson, A Whole Lot of Woman. And I wrote it on my paper. I said, no, Lala won that. Everybody on Twitter was like, Elliott ate Lala alive. Elliott ate a good meal. And I was like, 2 splits does not equal a meal. She did 2 splits. And we seen Brooklyn Heights doing way better. Brooklyn got up there, jumped, spun around 2 times and split. And then she did, when Brooklyn do her wide leg splits, she does it slow. She eases into it. And then the whole second half of the lip sync, Lala was lip syncing her ad libs. Lala never stopped lip syncing her words. Elliott would stop and give us a good sachet, and she would stop singing. And I'm like, this bitch ain't even lip syncing. I'm like, is this lip sync for your life or dance for your life? Because if it was dance for your life, Elliott still would have lost. Because when they was doing that slow grind down on them knees, oh, Lala was eating Elliott alive. Get in the comments. I need to know if I'm crazy. I need to know, is there something wrong with my TV? Is my TV playing tricks on my eyes? I did not think Elliott won that lip sync. It wasn't even close to me. It was not even close. The way Lala was popping that hip and shaking them beads, oh, it was not even close. But Lala went home. Let's get over to Untucked. Denali is pissed. She is pissed. She was like, I can't talk to the judges. I can't even get a word in with y'all bitches. She was really pissed and hurt, and I feel like I understand your pain because the judges are playing games. The judges are playing games. They got bitches out here thinking they not good enough when they turning it and should be winning challenges. I'm gonna see what kind of fuck shit they do next week for this musical. Like if Candy, and we already know Candy can't perform. She cannot lip sync. She does not do well. If Candy ass ain't in the bottom, like if y'all just want to save Candy, just make her safe. But don't do this fuck shit where she get all this high praise and you got Denali in a all crystal chandelier gown. Lala also is talking about she's drained and she doesn't understand. And I've already explained that. Lala, you're drained and you don't understand because the judges are on fuck shit. The judges want Candy to stay around. They want Utica to stay around. For some reason, they want 2 T's. They probably just want 2 T's around so they can have some drama on this show. Because I know the problem with the show. Last season was so fucking boring because everyone was best friends race. Everyone loved each other. No one argued. No one fought. And I understand it. Like, it ain't got to be rah-rah all the time. But we need some good reads. Like, no one was even shady. You know, even a good read last season. Everyone was just friends. And it was very boring. Outside of the competition, like, Untucked was unwatchable last season. So they want Candy and Elliott probably to stay around a little bit longer. So we'll at least be entertained for a few more weeks. But let's move on. Candy says she don't know why Rose and Denali mad because they did too much. I said, bitch, you didn't do enough. You did nothing. The judges are fucking up Candy's head. They are allowing Candy to think that she's doing good. And I know Candy has to feel like shit now, looking at Twitter, having people read her down. When people would not do that, if the judges would be honest, and maybe Candy can do something to change, to better herself. But she thinking she is all that, doing what she doing. It's so hard to watch. And a part of me is not even mad at Candy. I'm so mad at Rue, Michelle, Ross, and the other one, the fashion one. I done forgot his name. The standard 4 judges. I'm more mad at them because they aren't being honest with these contestants, and I don't feel like they're judging fairly. Tina says that Denali and Rose aren't mad that they didn't make it to the top. They're more upset that she didn't make it to the top because they said she turned it. I said, bitch, are you crazy? You deserve to be lip syncing for this clown ass Mardi Gras shit you got on. When does orange Ronald McDonald wig go with Mardi Gras clownery? When is somebody gonna tell you what other color wigs do you have in your suitcase, girl? But let's move on. I'm tired of dragging Tina every week. It's just all delusions. And then that's it. That's it. That's all of my notes. Next week, I can't wait to see what is going to go down with this rusical. I usually don't like rusicals. It's supposed to be about social media. I think the best rusical they did was back when they did the Kardashians. And Nina was like, I should have been Black China. I'm going to see what they give. Anyway, I definitely want to know what you all think in the comments. Let's have a good time this week. Like, comment, share, and I will see you all later. Bye.